Hey YouTube, welcome back. Problem number 205, isomorphic string. So in this problem, we have two strings and we want to know if they are isomorphic or not. And the two strings are isomorphic if the characters in S can be replaced, to get T with two possible conditions that should be met. First, a constant mapping, like same character in S always maps to the same character in T. Number two, a one-to-one mapping, like no two characters in S map to the same character in T. So if you look at example here, I guess it will be quite obvious to understand how it works. We have egg and add. They are isomorphic because the string S and T can be made identical by, for example, we map A to E to A and G to D, and that's it. For example, I have bar and fo. They are not isomorphic because the string S and T cannot be made identical. So if we mapped O to A, there is no other A. There is other or there is no other A. Okay, so how we solve this problem? To solve this problem, I guess we can use two maps. One map could handle the one-on-one, and the other map one map can handle, like, ensures that each characters in S maps to exactly one character in T, and the other one will ensures that no two characters in S map to the same character in T, enforces one-to-one mapping. Okay, so how we will do that? First, I guess we have to make a base case. If s.length doesn't equal t.length, we return false. Yeah, this is the beginning. Okay. So here, like, if the string don't have the same length, I guess they can't be isomorphic at all, so we return false. After that, I guess we can add our maps. So let map st, I will call it map st, which is equals new map. And I have map ts, which will equals also a new map. Again, so map st, it will be ensured that each characters in S maps to exactly one character in T, and map ts, it will ensure that no two characters in S map to the same character in T. So basically, we enforces one-to-one mapping. Okay, let's continue. So we'll start by for loop here. Let me put this down. So in our for loop, let I equals 0, I should be less than s.len and I plus plus. Okay. I would say let character 1, which equals s of I, and let character 2, which equals t of I. Okay, so I guess we need to validate S to T mapping. So how we'll do that? We will make if statement if map S T dot has C1. Okay, if that was the case, if it has C1, I guess we have else here. So if it has C1, we should do another if statement here. If map st dot get C1, if the value doesn't equal C2, we return false. If map.st that has C1, it's not there even, I will set it. I will put in the map st dot set c1. If you don't understand what's going on, just I will describe everything here. Okay, so what are we doing here? So here we validate S to T mapping. So if C1 has already been mapped, that's the if statement mean. If it's already been mapped, we check here, we check if it's mapped to the same character at C2. If it's not, it's invalid and we return false. So this is pretty simple. We want to make sure that both characters are mapped, like the C1 should be mapped to the same character in C2. Should map to the exact same character, which is C2. And if they are not, like if C1 hasn't been mapped yet, we add C1 and we give C2 as its value. Okay. Next, we will validate T to S mapping, which is to enforce one-to-one check. If map TS dot has C2. Here, this makes sure that two characters from S don't map to the same character in T, okay? So if map TS, okay, of dot get, I guess, dot get C2 doesn't equal C1, we return false. Else, we had map TS dot set C2 to C1. Okay. Let's try to describe this more in details. I guess this might be easy to understand, but I guess some of you will say, okay, what is the reason to use this? So here we are checking the reverse mapping in this one, in this second if statement. Like from character T of I, which is C2, to the character S of I, which is C1. This ensures a one-to-one mapping, like no two characters from S map to the same character at all. Okay, so let's just try to break it down by line by line. So if map ts dot has C2. This checks have we already mapped with character C2 from T to some characters in S. After that, we have the second if statements. If this means something pretty easy. If C2 has already been mapped, we now verify it mapped to the same character C1 from S that we are seeing now. If not, it means inconsistent mapping and we return false. You understand what I'm saying here? So yeah. So else here, else like that means the character isn't mapped yet. So we store the mapping C2 to C1. This means the character C2 from T is now known to map to C1 from S. Yeah. Papa, I guess I guess that's it. We need to if we didn't return any false, that means they are isomorphic. So we return a true. And let me run and see if it worked or not. It did work. Let's submit. It did work. Okay. So yeah, we used two maps here. The first one is to map again. The first one here is I forgot myself. Okay, the first map here is to ensure that each character in S maps to exactly one character in T. And the second map will ensure that no characters in S map to the same character in T to enforce, basically we enforces one-to-one mapping. And these two if statements will handle that for us. So yeah, that's it for this video. And if you don't understand this problem is not that easy. Yeah, it's identified as easy problem in Leetcode, but I don't believe it's an easy problem. So if you don't understand it, just give yourself time and try to just, yeah, easy. So yeah, that's it for this video, and see you in future videos.